How does this keep on happening? The Isle of Armor update has been out for over a month, there's been no other updates, but we're still finding new information about the Crown Tundra, and this one changes Pokemon forever. Thanks to those who brought it to my attention, looks like item 1606 for DLC 2 is an ability capsule designed to change basic abilities into hidden abilities. And then that's all you need to know right there. So we go into the other items, that's the unobtainable item, you can get it through hacking, and then it changes Scorbunny's ability, and then it says it's now Libero. What? Okay. There's a lot to unpack here. So we're going to be in it for a while on this video. If you end up enjoying it, don't forget to leave a like, share it with your friends. The first thing I want to talk about is how we got to this point, and it seems like it's just because of experimentation, that there's already functioning items inside of Pokemon Sword and Shield for the DLC. If you hack in the reveal glass and you hack in the ID for a Landorus, Landorus's model isn't in the game, but you can also use the reveal glass to turn into the Therian form. So you can do stuff like that, and as we've shown through all the other leak videos, find that in the description if you want to get caught up to speed on all the other crazy things going on. The map works, you can actually like find areas in the Crown Tundra, so there's a lot just hanging out in the game. And then some people might remember that we had the first event for the Isle of Armor, like the first raid battle event in July. It was actually crashing people's games because it had an unobtainable item, 1604. This is dealing with 1606, so we have like new functional items and stuff like that inside the games that's just in the data for whatever reason. We still don't know, and then we can kind of keep updating with this. So we have Calyrex Fusion, we have Calyrex Fusion to fuse it and then separate it, we have Galarian Slowking Evolution item, Armorite Ore equivalent, and then Hidden Ability Capsule equivalent. And that's why 1604 seemed to be the like Crown Tundrite-ish item, and whatever that's going to do in the Crown Tundra, because it was given away instead of the Armorite Ore for the new Max Raid Battle event, and then people just like went, wait, what happens if we just use this item on Pokemon? Oh, it gives a hidden ability. So through hacking, we found out everything else. Now the rest of it just seems to be like key items, so that could just be related to all of the quests and fun things that are going on with the Crown Tundra, but we still have some extra information. So maybe a dumb question, does it work on Legendaries and Mythicals? Yes. Okay, that's another massive implication. That means this it's an ability cap. It's just an unchecked ability capsule. You now have access to whatever Pokemon you want. Here's another big one. Does it go from hidden ability back to a normal ability? Using it now on Libero Scorbunny has no effect. Can that effect be patched in? Possibly. But it just seems like you just go from normal to hidden, and Game Freak doesn't expect anyone to want to go back from hidden ability, even though that does come up very rarely from time to time. And then people are just talking about, oh, so you mean my shiny Pokemon is now competitively viable? That's going to be one of the big things, so let's go and talk about the Pokemon implications for this one. Also, let's make this look a little prettier. Now, this is probably the first thing that everyone thought about. It's like, wait a second. So you're saying, like, when I had to hatch 6,000 eggs to get a hidden ability shiny Pokemon, after getting 3 shinies that weren't even the hidden ability, I can now have them shiny again? Or the people that just, like, got their one shiny Scorbunny, it's Blaze, and they went, you know what, screw it, it's not worth getting a shiny Libero. Well, now you get to have it in a few months when the DLC comes out. It is going to be dependent on how obtainable the item is, but I mean, that's where, like, some other things come into play. Are you going to be able to exchange it? You know, if you get the new Crown Tundra item, is it like 10 of those equals a hidden ability capsule? Is it going to be obtainable through battle points, some kind of other feature? So this also suggests other features in the Isle of Armor that we, or not the Isle of Armor, the Crown Tundra that we have no idea about. Kind of like how the Isle of Armor just threw in a lot of cool stuff. We didn't really know about Armorite Ore, except for like data mining and stuff like that. But aside from that, the Cramomatic turned out to be one of the greatest new features ever added into a Pokemon game. And then you could also have a couple other things that worked in with the update. So there's still a lot of mysteries, and then that'll come out. I feel like this is going to work with the new Crown Tundra Armorite thing, because you can give 10 to this one girl, and then she removes EVs off of a Pokemon. So you can already use Armorite Ore to get some kind of competitive stuff. Maybe there will be a new, like, Ore trader, and instead of doing Ore for the what are they, move tutor moves, instead of doing Ore for the move tutor moves, then you can actually do Ore in like a shop that has access to this item, and maybe a couple other things. I think the primary thing for the new ore is going to be the legendary raid battles. They exchange like whatever to enter and then start it, because that just feels about right, or something like that. So yeah, shiny hunters are going to be getting massive help from this one. Also, it's not even just like Masuda method, because there's like a lot of Breejects, like a shiny Breeject, if that's actually something that could exist. If you just like go and catch a wild Pokemon, just a random Pokemon in the grass isn't going to have a hidden ability. At least when you're breeding, there's a chance for that. At least when you're doing max raid battles, there's a chance for that. If you have like a really cool wild Pokemon that you need the hidden ability to make it competitive, well, that's also a possibility. So it just kind of adds to all the crazy things that Game Freak has been adding into the games over the last 2 generations, like hyper training. Well, now you can make any Pokemon, at least have the right competitive IVs, because natures are pretty easy to do with breeding. Oh, what's that? You caught a wild Pokemon, can't do anything about the natures? Here's a mint. And then with Pokemon Sword and Shield, they made it even easier to get levels through the candies. You just pop a couple of extra large candies, you do some max raid battles, you get a bottle cap super easy, you craft in the Crammatic, and then boom, you got a competitive Pokemon. But the only problem is now the hidden ability, everything's unlocked, and then that means previously unobtainable hidden abilities are available. So people were wondering, like, oh, is there going to be like a fossil raid event that you can get the hidden abilities from? Is there going to be a distribution event? How are we going to get the fossil hidden abilities? Seems like this is going to be the way. And it makes things a lot less messy for Game Freak, because it has come out from time to time that there's just missing pieces from the past in Pokemon, and they do a good job at cleaning that up. I think one good one to mention is Extreme Speed, because Extreme Speed Linoon tore it up in earlier generations, but the only way you could get it is through Generation 3 event that was super obscure. There wouldn't be any guaranteed IVs for it, so if you went up against one that had like perfect IVs, it was hacking and would just have a massive competitive advantage over you. Well, they added in as an egg move in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon did like a lot of tidying for moves and egg moves and learn set moves. It's not like Zigzagoon and Linoon are the only Pokemon that had that. You might have noticed it for a lot of other Pokemon. So this is just another thing of maintenance, where it's like, oh, we don't have to remember that every time we make a new generation, we have to do something to where all the hidden abilities are now accessible. This just kind of, if something is forgotten or if they don't want to add in more feature bloat, Hidden Ability Capsule, done. GG, easy. Now let's talk about Sandrush Dracovish. Trash. It's not good. It's not going to be good. I feel like people forget how the game works. So, let's look up this magical item called a Choice Band. Holder's attack is 1.5 times. Sandrush. That's Sandstorm active, double your speed. But Strong Jaw, that's what we're replacing. We're getting rid of Strong Jaw, which is what people think makes Dracovish good because of the damage, even though Dracovish is always a terrible Pokemon. We have the Pokemon's bite-based attacks have 1.5 times power. So it's not like you're not doing anything with this Dracovish. Maybe Life Orb becomes opportunity, so you're not choice locked into bad moves, but then you're just, what is this? A 90 attack Pokemon with a Life Orb. And then you have to set up Sand to make it good, and then Choice Band and stuff like that. Vicious Rend is still on the table, but you're not, like, nothing else is happening here. You're only getting extra speed, so it means like you don't get outscarfed as much. But if there's a couple of airstreams in play or some other weird things going on in the battle, Trick Room, you're not going to be able to get the Vicious Rend stacks that you're looking for. And then this is also just less damage than like Choice Band, Strong Jaw, tank busting Dracovish as well. So I mean, you don't get anything. You're still locked into the moves. You get extra speed, but I mean, Grassy Glide, Priority, that just renders Dracovish useless. And then you also are reliant on the weather, so you can also get countered out by removing the weather, or when the weather goes away, Dracovish's potential goes down. Then you have to dedicate resources to resetting it if you can even get it going. So that means the team composition is now Tyranitar. The Sand is going to damage Dracovish as well, so that could potentially like put you into some weird damage ranges, and it's just bad. There's nothing redeemable about this Pokemon. Sand Rush doesn't make it any better. Do want to mention that this also applies to Slush Rush on the Arcto Pokemon. So Artizolt, Arctovish, they're going to be in that realm. No one's ever looking at them or using them anyways because their stats don't hold up and it's like a 55 speed instead of the 75 speed. But it's still all bad. Another thing I want to mention, legendary Pokemon hidden abilities. These are pretty tricky to get. The only way of really getting legendary hidden abilities is through events, which is better now because, like I said, you can hyper train Pokemon, you can use mints on them. So if you just have like a crummy post-event legendary Pokemon that can't really get it together. It's like, well, now you can actually put all the resources into it, and that's just a fully functioning, perfect legendary Pokemon. But you need to go back in time and get the event, which isn't currently possible, or you have to wait for a new event, which is going to be tricky. So I feel like that's why this is why this is going to be here. Probably whenever you encounter a legendary Pokemon inside of raids, it's only going to have the regular ability, or maybe a very, very, very tiny chance to have the hidden ability, like we see in existing max raid battles. So this actually makes it to where you have access to this without Game Freak having to do 50 events to make it to where all of the Pokemon are now re-available with their hidden ability as a legendary Pokemon. We have like some examples. So if we look at Lugia, Lugia would be Virtual Console because the Virtual Console transfers get their hidden abilities. So it's actually not as difficult to get a hidden ability Lugia as it is for some other legendary Pokemon. And then there was also the recent events, Fula City Lugia, if you were part of that, that's how you get the multi-scale. But then if we just go to like Palkia Dialga, the hidden ability availability on those Pokemon is very low, so it just makes it easy. You get the legendary Pokemon, you use it, done. And then the last example isn't going to be as crazy because it's very niche and weird in how it interacts, but getting Alolan forms, or not Alolan forms, but regional variant Pokemon can be kind of sketchy depending on the Pokemon. So you can't take a regular Cubone and then evolve it in Generation 8 to get an Alolan Marowak. Now you can use the Eviolite to breed and then have like regional variants breed as regional variants or their normal forms, but there's certain Pokemon, Raichu, Marowak, Weezing, and Executor, that have normal pre-evolutions and then regional variant evolutions, and because of that, getting the hidden abilities isn't doable unless it's like through transfer or through the in-game event. Now, if you do find all the Dittos, or not Dittos, the Digletts on the Isle of Armor, then you get the hidden ability Alolan Pokemon. So there's that, but at least with the Hidden Ability Capsule, if you transfer a regular Pokemon and then you use the battle dude that makes it competitively usable on ranked battles, and it was like a Cursed Body or a Lightning Rod, and you want the Rock Head, then the Hidden Ability Capsule works there. Very, very niche, but it is something to mention, and it'll probably work for like 24 people out of the tens of millions that have bought Pokemon games. And it's also going to be a future implication, because there's not going to be a way of getting Galarian Weezing. We get into Generation 9 or future aspects of Pokemon from a regular Coughing with the hidden ability. So it'll be an easier way of getting Misty Surge, unless there's like some kind of way that you just obtain it naturally inside the game, like through a trader or something. That was also possible in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So got some shenanigans going on over there. And I think it is worth noting that Alolan Raichu has only the Surge Surfer ability, so it doesn't even affect all the Pokemon that it could affect. And then we're dealing with Harvest versus Frisk. Harvest is actually pretty good. Alolan Executor just didn't get any usage and stuff like that. And I think that's everything when it comes to the Pokemon. So fossils are still going to be trash, if not worse. Because, like, you got extra... Like, you're not getting any more benefit. If you're a Scarf Pokemon, then you're trying not to get outsped. Now, there are some, like, areas where you do get outsped, so having double speed is going to be better than 1.5 times speed, and you might not lose out on those trades. But then, you actually have to have sand upkeep. So you have to set up the sand, set up the Stealth Rocks for the Choice Band to KO's Toxapex. Can't even KO Toxapex in Rain anymore, so I don't even get your super cool stab. Like, Raining plus Scarf is better than Sand Rush plus sand, you know, and then you're also hurting yourself. Life Orb, Rain. No, I don't even know, guys. It's a bad Pokemon. Just don't even try it. Biggest thing, like, I think this is going to be the order of use cases, if not like legend. Okay, so shiny Pokemon, legendary Pokemon, trash, and then random Alolan quality of life or regional variant quality of life, and I think that's going to be it. But I mean, like, this is massive because it also doesn't even apply to just shiny Pokemon. You catch a normal Pokemon, you want its hidden ability, use the Hidden Ability Capsule. Done. Now, I don't know what that means for breeding, but I'm guessing it's not going to be a cosmetic thing. It's just going to be the ability, because if you look at bottle caps, that's cosmetic. If you look at the mints, that's cosmetic. But the hidden ability, but with the ability capsule, it's just like that is the ability. Now they might tweak some things on the hidden ability capsule to where we don't know exactly how that's going to work. That'd also be really nice if you catch a wild Pokemon, hidden ability capsule, breed it, and now you have hidden ability breed access very quickly in future games, I think that's going to be the biggest implication, unless like Pokemon Home just like instantly works with future Pokemon games, which is also a possibility instead of having to wait for a couple months and do it all. But then that kind of invalidates the capture methods of future games being added in. Pokemon's in a weird spot, but we're getting close to simulator status without Game Freak completely caving, and it's kind of upsetting me because the hackers still have a massive advantage. Either way, hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.